Hello and all, it's your Dr. Stone, chapter 165, Know the Rules, Make the Rules. And I am still saying that is not Stanley on the plane. That might seem like a crazy thing to say at this point. I mean, if Stanley isn't on the plane, then shouldn't he have been on the submarine, with the other super soldiers when they launched their attack? I don't think so. In fact, I think Stanley is still by Xeno's side right now. And while I did think that Xeno might be on the submarine at first, you can clearly see the glass vials in the background, so he's still in the radio room. But alright, so why do I think that Stanley is by his side right now? Well, two reasons. First off, as we've seen time and again, Xeno is incredibly overly cautious. That's the reason why he killed Senku. That's the reason why he sent, a fighter plane as a distraction so they wouldn't know a submarine. He's doing whatever it takes to improve his chances of winning. And the second reason is that he knows that Senku's team is planning something. He probably hasn't figured out a way to decode the messages going back and forth, but at the very least, he knows that there is somebody on the ship sending messages to somebody who is not on the ship, and vice versa, which means that part of Senku's team, his group, his alliance, his nation of science users, they broke off from the ship people, and they're somewhere, probably near his base, probably planning an attack against him. So if he just sent all of his soldiers to take out Senku's ship, then Senku's spy team will realize, hey, wait a second, he's undefended, either because they'll see all the soldiers leaving, or because they'll get a radio transmission saying, hey, we're being attacked by literally everyone, now's the time for you to go give a counterattack and take out Xeno for us. And right now, the only person we can really say is with Xeno is his engineer. And don't get me wrong, this guy is all muscle. He basically has the body of Mike Tyson, but against Tsukasa, Suka, Kohaku, Hyoga, Ukyo, Chrome, Taiju, he's not gonna last very long. But against Stanley, that is a true final villain, a true final fight for them to overcome. And I think they're gonna go about this in a very anime way. You know what I'm talking about. You ever seen one of those anime where they have to go take out the big bad, and along the way they run into a mini bad, and then one or two of the soldiers stay behind and say, we'll hold him off while you go take out the big bad. And then that happens again and again and again, until there's like 5 separate fights going on with the protagonist himself fighting the main big bad all by himself. I think it's gonna be like that. They're gonna probably bust into the engineer's workspace, and then, a lot of speculation here, but let's say Hyoga and Ukyo are gonna fight off the engineer, while the rest of the team go take out Xeno, and then they're gonna run to Stanley. Oh, Stanley! I thought he was in the plane! Big shocker! At which point, let's say Tsukasa and Kohaku? That'd be a fun tag team. Decide to take on Stanley, while Chrome, Taiju, and Suka go take out Dr. Xeno, and I guess Jen could pop in somewhere along the way, somehow, some way. And they need to figure out a way to beat Xeno, who I'm gonna assume has some sort of science weapon at his disposal. Maybe not like a machine gun, but something. Maybe he's figured out a way to repower the Medusa, because, Senku was stupid enough to give it to him. And he'll be able to use that to try and petrify Chrome? Maybe, I'm not sure about that. But anyway, then Chrome will use his own science, devise his own science knowledge he's accumulated, take him out, and then Xeno will have some sort of line where he's like, I had no idea that there was a scientist at near Senku's level on the ship as well. You must have been friends with him in the old world. And Chrome's like, no, I was born in the Stone Age. Before 2 years ago, I barely knew how to count, and I've just figured out all this science since then. Oh, I really want to see a moment like that, where Xeno just realizes that he has been out-scienced by a guy who thought the Earth was flat. Oh, that'd be fun. So yeah, that was my wild, insane, crazy conspiracy theory about how I think this is all gonna end. Basically, 3 separate fights at Xeno's castle, while Senku and Ryu are fighting the not Stanley, and Mose, Matsukaze, Jinro, and maybe Luna are going to be fighting the enemies on the ship. Now let's talk about the rest of the chapter. We open up with not Stanley. I'm going to start calling him not Stanley because I'm very much convinced at this point it's not Stanley. Jinking, which he usually thinks is a sneeze. So basically he's just making his plane fly all crazy so that they can't get a good shot and take him down. Which should have really clued Ryu and Senku into the fact that the enemy is just trying to buy time, trying to distract them so they don't notice what's really going on. I mean, Matsukaze knows this. He's like, okay, everyone's looking up. That's not right. That means that the enemy is planning something somewhere. What is it? And as it turns out, it's a submarine, which, unfortunately, Matsukaze doesn't know what a submarine is, so he couldn't have predicted that. Also, I just really want to point out that on this page, you clearly see Jinro, basically in the control center of the ship, and yet on the last page, he was clearly below deck. So basically, as soon as the enemy invaded, he hightailed it for the basement of the ship. And I guess Matsukaze saw him running away like a coward and chased after him, and that's how he got down there. Mose is a whole different question, because in the previous chapter, he was very clearly standing next to Kirasame when the plane fight started, and yet she's captured and he isn't, so did he get bored and go take a nap below deck when all this started? I am very curious about all of that. So yeah, the big enemy attack was actually just Submarine. And I do just love that the manga actually takes a minute to say, yeah, this might seem like an impossible thing, there's no way they could have been built, but it's actually super easy. The cartels have been using them for smuggling for a very long time, which, that's actually true, yeah. Anyway, so they ram into the ship and blow it up for some reason, and then use the resulting fire and smoke screen so they can come aboard the ship and beat up everybody, which, yeah, the fight does not go well for Senku's team. Oka even says it only took them 10 seconds to beat up everybody. I mean, I know, Matsukaze, Mose, they aren't involved in this fight, and the rest of the good fighters are off on the spy team, but still, that is a very impressive military tactical maneuver right there, winning so easily. And you just really have to wonder about Luna right here, because the soldier recognizes her and says, "Hey, Luna," but she's tied up, so do they think that Luna is a traitor? Do they think that Luna's betrayed them? I mean, she has, but what's their thinking on all this right here and now? And can Luna find a way to turn the tables on them? What should I do with Senku? Oh, please, you big, strong men, help me out here. And then when they untie her, she grabs her gun and starts shooting at them or something. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I just feel like Luna has to play a role here where she has to, really switch sides and end up helping Senku and his team. Anyway, then back to the fighter pilot fight. I do just love Mr. Manga still narrating the fight while he's tied up. Oh, that was such a little detail. I just so loved it. So yeah, basically their plan is that because Not Stanley slowed himself down to do those crazy maneuvers, they can go above him and drop stuff on him. Basically, they're just going to carpet bomb him with acetylene gas, which, okay, that works. I mean, I feel like after, they use that very technique to take out the first plane, that maybe Dr. Xeno improved this plane in such a way where the acetylene gas won't have the same effects, where it won't be as effective on them. I mean, I'm not sure. That would make the most amount of sense, I think. And I do just love Senku's little history lesson here. The world's first ever dogfight was so primitive it bordered on idiocy. Just two guys tossing tools at each other. Oh, I would have loved to see that. That sounds absolutely hilarious. And once more, I just have to praise Boichi for his beautiful drawings of these clouds. I know it's a weird thing to praise, but I just absolutely love it. Anyway, then Mo shows up and basically explains that he doesn't actually know what guns are, so common sense doesn't work on him, so he's not actually afraid of their guns. And he managed to beat them up using using Hyoka's spear technique. Oh, I just realized that. It's the same handle that's used on Hyoka's spear, so he's using Hyoka's technique. Oh, lordy, lordy. Okay, I thought Mose was terrifying before, but combine his already godlike strength with the techniques that Hyoka used to fight him to a draw, and he is next level tough. Next level. Oh, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a lot of fun. And the basic takeaway is, the rules of the old world don't matter anymore because this is the new world with new rules and new laws and new logic. So yeah, your guns may have inspired fear in people in the past, but not in Mose. It may have been a bad idea in the past to put your plane above someone else's. Not anymore. So, new rules, new logic, new world order. I love it. Alright, so I've already done quite a bit of theorizing about next week. For Senku and Ryu versus Not Stanley. I mean, like I said, it might be possible that the acetylene gas didn't work on him. He might have found a way to acetylene gas proof his plane. So that's, because he realized, okay, that's what I got in the first plane, so let's change things up for the second plane. If not, what is he planning to do here? I mean, I hope he has a parachute, otherwise he's very high up in the air, and if it's not Stanley, I kind of doubt he has the same, reflexes needed to survive a plane crash. So yeah, hopefully he evacuates the plane, and then maybe we'll see his face and realize, oh my god, it's not Stanley! And we'll all be very shocked and surprised. If that is the case, though, then there's still the question of what do Ryu and Senku do? Because I don't think they can actually land on the aircraft carrier now that it's being, attacked. I mean, can they do like what Senku said, just basically throw tools out of the plane, try to hit the enemy soldiers, take them out? I mean, I feel like that's not going to work given the enemy soldiers have guns, and they could probably shoot some holes in Senku's plane if he gets low enough to actually, accurately hit them. So that's probably not going to work. That kind of only leaves them landing the plane at Xeno's base, which that's a little bit problematic, but like I said before, if Xeno sent basically all of his soldiers out in the submarine to take out Senku's team, then he's definitely, underhanded right now, and this is probably the best time for Senku and Ryu to go, take him out somehow, some way, contribute to the attack being done by Chrome's drilling team? I'm not sure. Alright, then we still have Mose, Matsukaze, and Jinro, who have to fight all the remaining soldiers. I mean, they took the first one out, so that's a pretty good sign for them. I'm very excited to see how the rest of this fight goes. Like I said, Mose with the trained technique and the proper spear. Oh, that's gonna be terrifying. Like, maybe Tsukasa level terrifying. I mean, let's not forget, this man is a killer and a harem wielder, so not a good thing for him to become too powerful, but I guess he likes the world that Senku's building, one where he gets all these nice amenities and perks and can go do things he never imagined before, at least for now. I mean, let's not forget, a lot of the guys on Senku's team were once villains. At any point, they could switch sides and betray him. I mean, I kind of like their odds of winning against soldiers, or at least a few of them. Like I said, Luna could definitely be useful here in managing to seduce the one soldier so that he unties her and then she can betray him and then team up with Senku's team, take out the rest of the soldiers, maybe? That's a little crazy, but I think so. And then we still have Chrome's team, who, like I said, I think they're going to break through and counter the engineer. Two of them are staying behind to fight him. Then they're going to go off. They're going to counter Stanley. Two of them are going to stay out to fight him, and that's going to be the final fight. Xeno versus Chrome. Chrome's going to win. Xeno's going to surrender. And then we have, the whole science army working together for the greater good. I am very excited to see Xeno, react first of all to finding out that Chrome is not actually a doctor or a trained scientist in any way, except, by what he's been told by Senku and what he's figured out by himself. And when he finds out that the enemy is on the moon, and that Senku is here so that he can get rocket fuel to go to the moon. Oh, also, the fact that Senku is still alive. I'm sure Stanley's gonna have a very interesting reaction to that. Like, I failed to kill somebody? Oh, that is just so shameful to me as a soldier. I know we're on the same side, but I kind of feel like I should kill Senku now just to, clear my name. I can actually see Stanley saying that. But yeah, those are my thoughts on this chapter. Definitely a fun one, and I'm very, very excited for next week's chapter, which I actually guess I'd call this week's chapter. It comes out Friday, so yeah, not a whole lot of waiting to do before then. It's definitely easy for me. I mean, like I said in my past few videos, I'm back in classes, which it's so hard. It's so hard. But yeah, so yeah, any opportunity to do the videos on the weekend instead of during the week, definitely helpful for me. But please, let me know all this down below. What do you think of this chapter? Do you think it's Stanley or not Stanley? Do you think Luna is going to play some big role in taking out the soldiers? Do you think we're going to have this epic anime moment where just, I'll hold him off, you go ahead without me? I really think that's what's going to happen. I mean, the series does love subverting anime tropes, so maybe that won't happen, but heck, maybe they'll say, no, it's faster if we all just fight him at once. Yeah, I could really see that happening, but please link all this down below. Be sure to like, subscribe to the next video, and until then,
peace!